Today we are going to take the topic on manufacturing process, unit 1 in this metal casting process. Unit 1 is metal casting process. So here, before going to this casting process, you have to know what is meant by casting and what are all the procedure to make the mold cavity, right? So first one, casting. What do you mean by casting? Casting is a replica of a model. First is casting. It is a for making this casting, we need a pattern. Mold cavity. For making a casting, we need a mold cavity. So for this mold cavity, cavity means it is a space where the molten metal will fill. So what is the mold cavity? So for making this mold cavity, we need a pattern. So there are different types of patterns is also there. So now we will go one by one. So first one is pattern. What do you mean pattern? Pattern is called as it is a model of casting. It is a model of casting. So there are different types of pattern materials are there. So suppose we already know that for making a casting we need a mold cavity. For preparing this mold cavity we need this pattern. So pattern is the model of the casting. So what are the different types of pattern? So first one is solid pattern. So as its name implies, this pattern will be in the form of single piece. This form of single piece. Next one is split pattern. So here we are going to make a pattern into two sides. It's called as a split pattern. Made of two pieces. Third one is match plate pattern. So here different types of pattern materials are arranged in a single piece. For example, having a compressor water it may be, there will be a so by pouring the molten metal, the metal will flow through this all this way. This is called as a match plate pattern. So another one is shell pattern. Next is segmental pattern. So solid pattern, split pattern, match plated, shell pattern, segmental pattern, skeletal pattern. Etc. So these are all the types of pattern. So for making this pattern, we need a material. It's called as a pattern material. It's called as a pattern material. So generally, for small type of unit, we will use here wood as a pattern material. Wood as a pattern material. So there will be advantages and disadvantages of that while using this type of pattern. So first one is called as a wood pattern. So what will the advantages? It can be easily machined. Can be easily fabricated. It can be easily fabricated. So next there will be it's a main advantage. So next one, it can reshape to, it can be reshaped. There will be different shape can be obtained. And we obtain different shape. So this is the main advantages of a pattern. So that different in this wood there are different types of wood materials are there. Teak wood, mahogany, etc. So these are all the rosewood. Also different types of pattern materials are there. So the first one is pattern material. First one is called as a wood. So it can be easily fabricated and it can be made into different any shape. And also the wood can be classified into teak or mahogany. So this is the types of pattern. So in the next one is while having some advantages, there will be some different disadvantages. So the main disadvantages is that there will be two seasons will be there, summer season and winter season. So in summer season, what will happen during winter season? So there is a general property while there is a moisture content. So if there will be it will absorb water. It absorbs moisture. It absorbs moisture so that the dimension will be changed to time. So that it is the main disadvantages of this pattern. Disadvantages of the pattern. So it can next one is it can't be used for mass production. So there will be wear and tear will be more, so that it cannot be used for mass production. So what do you mean by mass production? So there are generally there are three different types of productions are there. One is batch production, mass production, third one is continuous production. So these are the three types of production. So batch production, already you know what you mean by batch production. So batch production means number of components will be limited. So it can come from batch by batch. If the different components can be given in this. So it should be in the batch by batch. Suppose one component is like this means one set of batches should come all in one box or two box or whatever box. The same component will be manufactured. In second batch there will be another shape. So this will be the first batch and this will be a second batch, or it may be a same product also. That it may be based on number of counts. Right? So this is the batch production. And then if you are coming from the mass production, single components, number of quantity of component is high. High quantity. Quantity will be very high. So it's called as a mass production. So continuous production. This is an example for cement factory. So these are all continuous production. So first one is wood is completed, and second one is metal pattern. So while using wooden material, so the main to overcome the defects to overcome the problems which are in wood, so that we are going for a metal pattern. So here there is one of the main advantages of this. So main advantages is used for mass production. So wear and tear is also less. So metal pattern. So that we are using this metal pattern. There is no any shrinkage. During the based on the seasons, right? This is the metal pattern. Next one is plastics. So first one is wood. Second one is metal. Third one is plastic. So when we use this plastics, so whenever the dimensional accuracy is more, we will use this type of plastic as a pattern. Next one is plaster. So plaster, already you know what is made plaster. Plaster of Paris. It is made of big. In temple also there will be a plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris called as gypsum cement. By using gypsum cement, we are making the pattern is called as a plaster. So wood, metal, plastics and plaster. Next another one is the wax. Wax pattern. So the higher dimensional accuracy is more precise. Precise components can be manufactured. This is called as a wax pattern. So first of all, we have seen what we meant by pattern and types of pattern. Second one is types of pattern. Third one is pattern materials. So pattern material. So wood, metal, plastic, plaster, wax. These are all the pattern materials. So next, firstly I am going to make a sand molding as called as a green sand molding. So before that you should know what we mean by green sand molding and dry sand molding. What do you mean by green sand molding? The green sand molding is something like this. It contains a moisture. The sand which are using as a main mold cavity, making as a mold cavity, the sand should be contains moisture. Is called as a green sand molding. Green sand molding. Next one is dry sand molding. So here, after completing all this, it is made by means of your flames. By using flames, we can remove the moisture. We can remove the moisture. So next, first we are going to see about the procedure for green sand molding. So for example, first for this you need the material, list of materials. List of materials for making green sand mold. For making green sand molding. So first one is we need a box. It should be a box. The box will be in a hollow shape. It may be square or rectangle. The hollow box will be shaped for hollow or rectangle. It should be hollow, or it may be a rectangle or square. Apart from this, there are two boxes we are using. We are using two boxes. One first box is called as a coke box. Second one is called as a black box. Coke box and the black box. So next molding board. Next one is molding board. So this two boxes is placed over the molding board. Two boxes placed over the molding board. Next one is already you know or that is we need a pattern. Next vent wire. Vent wire, mallet. So mallet is nothing but here. It is similar to the hammer. It is made of wood. Vent wire, pattern, box, molding board, pattern, vent wire, mallet, slick, trowel, shovel, swab, lifter, right. So the vent wire. So while pouring, after making after making the molding, so we are going to pour a mold cavity to the runner and towards the runner. While filling the molten metal into the mold cavity, the exhaust gas will be escaped. So if the exhaust gas is not escaping sometimes, it will form a bubble. To avoid this, we are making a holes on the mold box. That is molding sand pot area. It's called as a vent wire. The use of vent wire is used to escape the gases. Mallet, slick. Slick is nothing but so next one is shovel. Shovel, trowel, slick. So shower means there is a, then it will be like this. There will be a handle at the top, it will be a wooden, and this will be a metal. So we have to lift the sand from the trowel, from the shower, and place it here. This trowel is used as a trowel slick. Slick is a double-sided, similar to the trowel, right? Swab, bellows. So the use of bellows, by applying the, by using this bellows, free sand, that is loose sand can be removed. Loose sand can be removed. So these are all the main parts of the pattern materials. Making the tools for making a molding. So first one is first என்ன பண்ணோம் கோப்பத்துக்கு. So runner, riser, riddle. So if to remove the foreign materials from the molding sand, we are using a riddle and runner. So while we have to pour the molten metal through the runner, and after filling the mold cavity, it will rise, so that we will call it as a runner and the riser. How we identify the runner? So both runner and riser will be in the same shape. But the thing is, the runner will be, diameter will be very large when compared to the riser. The runner will be large when compared to the riser. So before going to this, we need the properties of molding sand. Next we are going to see about the properties of molding sand. Properties of molding sand. First one, refractiveness, green stone, collapsibility, adhesiveness, cohesiveness. So this will be the property of the molding sand. First one, flowability, refractiveness, green strength, dry strength, collapsibility, adhesiveness, and cohesiveness. So now I will explain one or two from the properties. So flowability, while pouring after filling the, assume it is the molding box, after filling the sand, you have to make by using a rammer, pin rammer or rammer, two rammers are there. So by means of rammer, you have to making a ramming process. So while ramming, the sand should be flow on all directions. This is called as a flowability. Next, refractiveness. While pouring the molten metal, more temperature will be on the molten metal. Tomorrow, for you 1535 degrees centigrade like this. So for that, you have to withstand the temperature. The molding sand should withstand the temperature. Is called as a refractiveness. It is still having the sand in the moisture. Next, collapsibility. After finishing the molding, the sand may be reused. We should use the sand. There should be a reusability. For using this, you have to collapse. That means you have to destroy after taking the original component, you have to destroy the molding box which is in the molding cavity. So for collapsibility, there should be a property, it should be easily collapsed. So adhesiveness and cohesiveness, these are the properties having sticking property. One is sticking property, one sand to another sand, and sticking to one sand to other particles. So this is called as the properties of molding sand. So flowability, refractiveness, grain strength, dry strength, collapsibility, adhesiveness and cohesiveness. These are all the properties of molding sand. Next, now we are going for a So making a molding gun. First you have to place the mold. How to place the molding board. The surface should be in a, it should be in a leveled manner. So in that level, in the here work, you have to place a molding board. After fixing the molding board, place the boxes. Place the box. Inside this box, place a pattern. So here you are generally having a single. Now we are going to explain only the single piece pattern. So if you are having a two piece pattern, in the two box there will be a two patterns will be there. In the first box only you will have a pattern. So inside this box you have to place the pattern. So assume this is the box. So you should not keep the pot in the center. It should be some away from the center. So inside the box place the pattern, whether it may be a solid pattern or split pattern. Then fill the facing sand or sprinkle the facing sand. Sprinkle the facing sand. After sprinkling the facing sand, you have to make a fill the molding sand. Fill the molding sand. The main thing is layer by layer. First one layer is filled. By using rammer, we have to ram all the area, right? Similarly, so fill the molding sand layer by layer and ram it to be done. Ram it to be done. Similarly, form the other layer and make a ramming until complete this box. Complete this box. So first box is over. After completing the first box, so you have to make sure the molding board will be in the same place. Next we have to tilt the, or you have to upside down of the filled box. Right. So while ramming layer by layer, the pattern will be done. So now if you are keeping upside down, the upside down the filled box, so that the pattern will be visible. The pattern will be visible. Next. So upside down the filled box pattern will visible. So next, before placing the other box, use potting sand. Sprinkle the potting sand, so that the box 1 molding sand and box 2 molding sand will not be stick with each other. So that we are using a potting sand. After filling the potting sand, place runner and riser. So are they know what the function of riser? So assume this is the box and this is the pattern. Keep the runner in the pattern, above the pattern, right? Above the pattern, and riser should be in the away from the pattern. Place runner and riser. Then fill the layer. Fill the molding sand. Layer by layer. Move inside layer by layer and ram it. Ram it to field box. So after ramming, so remove runner and riser. Remove runner and riser. After removing runner and riser, remove the box. Now, after removing this box, the pattern will be visible. Right? The pattern is visible. Next, remove the pattern. Or before removing the pattern, you have to make a pot for flowing molten material. This is called as a gate. This is called as a gate. We have to cut the gate. Should we have to cut the gate? Right. After that, you can remove the pattern from the box. Then after removing the pattern, again you have to lift the box towards after removing pattern, keep the another box. Then fill the molten metal. So this molten metal, you can get the molten metal by means of a furnace. So there are different types of furnaces are there. So induction furnace, cupola furnace, blast furnace, oil fired furnace, oil filled furnace. There are different types of furnaces there, right? So from that furnace, we have to take the molten metal from the ladle. Then fill the molten metal through runner. While pouring the molten metal through the runner, the metal will flow through the runner and it will go down. It won't directly go to the pattern. Suppose assume this. So it won't go directly. The molten metal will not flow directly on the molding cavity. It will be flow like this, and there will be a space will be there. In that only the molten metal will fall to complete the molding cavity. Fill the metal through the runner and wait until it rises. Stop the molding. After a few minutes, you can collapse the pattern so that you will get a specified component. So this is called as a procedure for green sand molding process. Right. So here, now I told only the generally a sand molding process. So there are special casting processes are there. There are so many special castings are there. One is called as a centrifugal casting. So here in the centrifugal casting also there are two types: centrifuge and then semi-centrifuge. Semi-centrifuge casting, investment casting. Right. So here this type of centrifugal casting, investment casting, shell molding, etc. Apart from this, you are having a die casting process. So in the die casting process, This is also called as a pressure die casting process. Pressure die casting process. So one is hot chamber die casting. Then the cold chamber die casting. So there will be a, so both the process are same. Only thing is that in hot chamber die casting furnace is inbuilt, whereas in cold chamber die casting the furnace will be away from the machine. So up to this, generally I told the process, what do you mean by pattern, what do you mean by casting, what do you mean by pattern materials, properties of molding sand, and procedure for green sand molding, and I named few special casting process. Thank you.